It's daybreak on the Rise News, and it's time for the press preview. A first look at what's on the front pages of the papers. Ken, maybe you'll have to start.
Okay, let's begin with this day, and it's leading with Nami. Federal Inland Revenue Service raked in unprecedented 10.1 trillion naira tax revenues in 2022. And the NAFDAC destroys 95 billion naira worth of banned tramadol in Cotonou. Now, Jatta Mohammed, Tinubu induced governors to emerge APC presidential candidate. Okay, that's one of the directors, a former director from the All Progressives Congress Presidential Campaign Council. And there's a picture of President Buhari in Lagos at the inauguration of the Best Staff Lubricant plant in Apapa. The president also unveiled the deep sea Lekki port and a rice mill. Lots of things happening in Lagos at the start of the year. And history as Buhari inaugurates $1.5 billion Lekki deep sea port witnesses first cargo ship offloading, and that ship was one with the Maltese flag on it. We saw images of this unveiling earlier, and we wait to see what things Lagos can turn out this year. Nigeria tells London court to overturn $11 billion damages bill to P&ID.
All right. Let's look at the Punch newspaper. Power outage disrupts APC rally, stops Buhari Tinubu's speeches. APC National Working Committee to probe incident says Bauchi rally successful. Buhari supporting Tinubu directed governors to ensure victory. That's coming from Bagudu. And then just at the top mast, cash swap. CBN bars Abuja Lagos POS operators. FG forecast fresh flooding in Plateau, Bayelsa, others. Aviation Union strike stirs Lagos airport commotion. And, well, Lagos projects jobs. That picture you're watching on the front page with Sanwo-Olu and the president. And I think that's Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State. Lagos projects jobs as president opens rice mill seaport. And then Nigerians now have alternative to PDP, APC. That's coming from Kwankwaso. Arab doctors working for highly connected people. FUNAB graduate. And, well, that'll be it on the front page of the Punch newspaper.
Well, let's move on now to The Guardian. And it's leading with a 65 million naira loss as NPA shuts Lagos port over Buhari's visit. Freight forwarders kick as cargoes get trapped, and the police unleash dogs on them. President Buhari commissions $1.5 billion Lekki port and Lagos rice mill. Lekki port can handle 4 times Apapa and tin can cargoes. Well, this is interesting good news, but one wonders if they've made plans to avoid such traffic as they've had in other ports. We're hoping this will be different in the deep sea port. Yeah. I never made comment on the northern domination of Nigeria. That's according to the Nobel laureate Wale Soyinka. And Police Service Commission denies supporting elongation of the Inspector General's tenure. Well, this news is coming just a day after the same PSC, the Police Service Commission, complained about the Inspector General of the Police approving the deployment of commissioners of police against their wishes, and they're asking the president to act on it. One wonders why the IG would move in that direction.
No, but you're not supposed. Is he supposed to ask you where you want to go before he posts you?
The Police Service Commission says that deployment of commissioners without their permission is unconstitutional.
Okay, without the permission of
without their approval is against the Constitution. Okay. Moving on now, still in The Guardian, Nigeria records 123 confirmed cases of diphtheria and 38 deaths. Of course, we've heard of cases in Kano. IPOB suspends Kingsley Kano over infractions, anti-group activities. Air travelers stranded as NACO workers down tools over port pay.
Right, let's look at the Tribune, Nigerian Tribune. It says petrol sells as high as 350 naira per litre. Motorists, commuters groan. PDP just below that picture. PDP seeks court order to declare Tinubu ineligible to contest. Abducted LG chairman beheaded in Imo after paying a 6 million ransom. Such a tragedy. Passengers stranded as aviation workers protest at Lagos airport. And Buhari opens $1.5 billion Lekki deep sea port. Inaugurates Imota rice mill.
The international papers. This is the Financial Times. Tank tactic. Poland move presses Berlin. The country is saying that they will move on with supplying Ukraine with Leopard 2 tanks, even if Germany says no. Zahawi fights for political life over tax scandal. Sunak orders ethics review. An ex-FBI agent accused of violating U.S. sanctions by aiding oligarch Deripaska.
All right, well, talking more about Zahawi in iPaper. I mean, all the papers, even iPaper has it, The Guardian has it, but let's look at the iPaper. It says Zahawi faces sack as PM Rishi Sunak demands answers on Tory chair's unpaid tax. I guess it's time to bring in Emmanuel Bello. Emmanuel Bello, glad to have you join us on
all guys are here today.
Daybreak. It is because you had to go to take care of the fashion week. All right. Let's look at this day. My this day is not opening. I don't know what happened. Just
okay. Let's look at this day, Emmanuel. That deep sea port in Lagos. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's a good development, though the Guardian newspaper has a counter report around it. Well, not a counter report, but some kind of fallout incident. The fact that Apapa and Tinkan yesterday couldn't work, and the huge amount that was lost, 65 million. But this day has a better outlook and a better story around what happened yesterday, especially with the commissioning. It's a good one for the president, but it's also a good one for job seekers. 170,000 jobs. That's the capacity of the potentials, the kind of jobs this is going to bring. So we need more of those kind of stories. We need to know that the Dangote refinery is going up. We need to know that good things are happening. In these last days of his administration, this twilight of his administration, the president is clutching on everything to be able to give some kind of a hopeful, better outlook and talk about this record. Elsewhere in another paper, he was already beating his chest that he's doing very well. The governor told Governor Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, commended the president, told him that the project started in his time and is completing in his time. It's quite a feat, especially in a country where you have the concept of uncompleted projects. The fact that this went from beginning to the end is something in collaboration with the Chinese government and all of that. It's a good one.
Good one. All right, let's look at the Punch. Punch is saying that power outage disrupted the APC rally in Bauchi, stops Buhari Tinubu's speeches. APC National Working Committee to probe this incident says Bauchi rally successful. Buhari supporting Tinubu directed governors to ensure victory. This is coming from Bagudu, one of the state governors. And this CBN story on cash swap, CBN bars Abuja Lagos POS operators. What's that about?
No, well, it's a story that started yesterday. It was carried in the Guardian newspaper. This cash swap thing. The idea that you can take your old notes and go to a special agent and collect new notes. You don't have to go to the banks or go to the ATM. So, but I don't know if it started operating yesterday. I looked around to see whether there are any special agents in my area. I didn't see those. So people are still actually stranded with their old notes. The teller machine ATM is not giving out those new notes. In some cases, giving the lower denomination. People need higher denomination, like the 1,000 and the 500 naira notes. So it's the serious crisis that I think almost every Nigerian is caught up with, apart from the privileged few who have friends in high places who can actually swap the cash or get the new notes. In most cases, what you're having is a problem of scarcity or even non-availability of this new cash. So people are still actually stranded. Few days to the end of its regime, people are still actually stranded with those old notes and wondering what to do. The Bauchi story yesterday is an interesting one. It's a simple, the elements were actually confronting President Buhari in a very, very nasty manner. The light outages that I think every one of us is used to almost now. The president faced his own yesterday, couldn't make his speech because there was no light and there was. It wasn't well organized, but the APC is claiming, is saying a different story, that it was a successful outing, and they're judging it by the crowd. But a lot of Nigerians are looking at the sloppiness of the whole thing, the way it was arranged, the fact that the president couldn't address an embarrassed crowd who were actually running out of the venue. The things yesterday was a very bad one. So some people say it's an omen. Some say it's the president coming face to face with one of the greatest problems that we're all faced with, the problem of power outages. And that made a very bold showing yesterday, at Bauchi. It will have been a great day for the president. It was a huge rally. But then the power outages, something that a lot of people have criticized his government for not able to handle. Read its ugly head yesterday in Bauchi and confronting him in the most, some people will say in the most poetic justice manner, that the fact that he became victim of something that a lot of people have been saying that he needed to fix in his 7 or so years of his administrations.
What he's been doing, at least I know that they're working with Siemens to make sure that there is
that project. It's taking a while. Well, little electricity supply, Emmanuel. Now the cash is also scarce. The Tribune is reporting, I mean, petrol is already scarce, but now they're reporting that it's going for as high as 350 naira per litre, and commuters are groaning.
Yes, but it's all the story of this, the crisis of scarcity. You're talking about the electricity. It's one problem. Security is another. I think in one story we're looking at a serious security problem. But this is also a huge one confronting Nigeria right now. It's not as if the cash is not there, but then the petrols are also practically drying off the streets, and so you have those long queues and people standing. People are getting to work late, and as a result of this problem. But in the midst of all of that, Kenneth, what will interest you or surprise you is that nobody is giving any kind of explanations. No one knows what's going on. Is it in the supply chain problem? Is it in the availability problem? Is it in those crises that we've been talking about, the fact that our refineries are not working? What's going on? The problem is going from frustrating to embarrassing to one that a lot of people are actually now going into a state of despair. A lot of people have actually surrendered to it. Nobody is talking. You just wait it out and see whether you can even just get fuel at all. Nobody is talking about it. But the APC, the ruling government, is probably up to a miracle, because each day, each day you look at those queues, your anger just grow, and there's growing anger in the country right now across, and it's a bilateral thing. It's not as if it's a PDP or an APC or a particular party thing. Everybody is caught up in this thing. The APC, stalwarts and supporters are also caught up in this. It's very embarrassing, because especially when they go out to campaign and they talk about what they can do, this actually confronts them, and a lot of people say, you can't fix this, we probably won't renew your mandate, basically also because of this. So it's a serious problem, and they have to find ways to deal with it.
Well, it's on the Tribune. Passengers stranded as aviation workers protest at Lagos Airport. Most people are saying, well, some people are saying that it was just sudden. People didn't know about this. And then abducted LD chairman is beheaded in Imo after paying 6 million ransom.
Well, you see, we're not getting used to every Monday something bizarre, something really outrageous, something inhuman, something really out of, if something really shocking normally happens in the southeast, especially during those stay at home. And this is another example. Those beheadings, we had a very shocking, exercise of it experience of it one time here in the southeast, and then this is coming out again. So it's gone beyond bizarre, it's gone beyond shocking. A lot of people are now even living in fear and wondering what could happen. And they came, apart from beheading this local government chairman and the gruesomeness of actually showing it, uploading this video on his WhatsApp status so that everyone around you're having it could see them. They actually have a chilling message too for the governor and say that they are coming for him. So it's disturbing. I mean, you begin to wonder how all of these beheadings, this killing of their own citizens, how does it actually dovetail into the larger, agitation for a state of Biafra or for self, actualization. You wonder how much of those killings will lead to that. And this is not killings coming from people from outside. They make it so clear that they own it, that it is their own. What is the agitation here? What is the problem here? Is it a freedom that they seek for Nnamdi Kanu? And how does this killing actually?
No, well, they said unknown gunmen. So it's
well, no, but sometimes they're very clear about who do these things. But for me, the larger picture is that elections are coming, and the more you do things, this and you make the South is practically not secured for elections. Those 11 million votes are threatened, and in an election where you have got a horse in the race, Peter Obi, and he needs a chunk of all of that. You need elections in the Southeast. He needs those numbers desperately, just like all the other candidates needs it. It's crazy that we're hearing stories of this nature. Sometimes you have people chanting that they won't have any elections in the Southeast. It's disturbing. And there is insecurity everywhere, but
especially after paying the ransom.
That is what the human angle of it, the human angle story of it is terrible. You took the ransom and you still killed them.
But perhaps we should make paying ransom illegal.
No, but it's illegal. It's not legal. Government does not support it. If I
think Governor Rufai one time was actually trying to say, look, stop, don't pay.
Yeah.
Let the wars happen. But if you are an individual in the Kenneth,
if you're a family member,
you want to pay everything just to have your loved ones out, and then this happens. So yes, there's the human angle to it, but the larger picture is that we're in the presidential election season, and the Southeast doesn't seem very safe for elections.
All right, let's look at some foreign papers. The I paper, Zahawi is facing sack as the PM Sunak demands answers on Torrechia's unpaid tax. That is interesting, and that's what Donald Trump is also going through in America.
Yeah. But well, it's not the UK. Will be inundated with stories of sleaze in the UK. Those tax evasion and all of that. So there's always story. It's not coming as a serious shocker. But yes, it's interesting to see that around us and elsewhere in the world, probity of the transparency that leadership seeks to have is actually being emphasized, and we're going to watch how this plays out. We were inundated with the crisis of sleaze around the government of Boris, and that was a huge one, the Partygate. So it's not a new thing that from time to time you have this exploration into the lives of people sitting in high places and them trying to live a different life from the one that they pretend. And Zahawi is actually a top official of the state of the UK, and so this is going to be interesting to see how it pans out.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel Bello. That's the press preview. Let's hear your views on all the burning issues. Follow us on Twitter @AriseTV. You can join today's conversation using the hashtag AriseDaybreak.